This is my BMW 435i, and over the last year I've done quite a lot of damage to it. And that's why in today's video we're going to be driving it all the way to Africa to turn into a fake M4 for as cheap as possible. Let's go.
Africa is one of the cheapest places in the world you can repaint and modify your car. So if we can get there, it's going to cost us a fraction of the price. And once the fake M4 is complete, we can drive back from Africa and try and sneak in the most luxurious places in Europe in the fake M4, such as Puerto Banus. Now in a few days we got to head off to Africa, but we still have to fit the M4 body kit in the UK and a few other modifications. I then had to cut off the old exhaust so the new bumper would fit. And then we fit the GTS carbon bonnet, and finally the full body kit was completed. Now I had to send the carbon bonnet back as I ordered the wrong one, but a huge shout out to TainCustoms. And if you guys want any carbon parts for your car, their links will be in the description. And now it's time for the final mod before we drive 33 hours to Africa.
And that, you guessed it, is an LED carbon fiber steering wheel. You can see how good quality it is. And it's even got the LEDs on each side, as well as a little screen. Now this one's actually sent by DHStyling, and they offer so many different car services.
I fit this steering wheel as fast as I could, as we had to drive to Africa soon. If you guys want a carbon steering wheel for your car, make sure you check out DHStyling. They're based in the UK, and all their links will be in the description. And now the steering wheel and body kit was fitted, it was time to race towards Dover, as I was about to miss my ferry to France.
I got some good news. I managed to get on the earlier ferry, so that's going to save about 2 to 3 hours. And once I get to France, I'm going to treat it like the Autobahn, legally.
The fake M4 successfully made it onto the ferry, and we were now inbound to France, the first country of many.
And now we are officially in France, yes!
Now to get to Spain, it would take 11 hours, and I wanted to get there that night. So I thought if I go a bit faster and cut it down to 7 hours, it may be possible. But little did I know, this was going to create a whole load of problems.
We got some very bad news. There's a few warnings coming on the dash, and the main one being low oil, which doesn't sound serious, but that could mean we've got an oil leak. Hopefully it doesn't happen again for a few hours. It could just be because we're driving fast.
I carried on throughout the night, racing towards Spain, when I stopped for fuel and noticed an even bigger problem.
Something's happened over here and it's destroyed everything. And there's even a parking sensor that's been rattling up. Oh no! Oh, you're kidding me. It's the heat from the exhaust. No way.
But later on, I'd learn this is nothing compared to the problems we're about to face.
As you guys know, I had to cut off the exhaust because the exhaust tips were in the way. Because my car's completely straight pipe, it's completely burnt the new M4 rear bumper.
At this point, all I could do was carry on towards Spain and hope nothing else would happen, when all of a sudden, the biggest issue of the entire road trip emerged.
Oh my god. Right, it's 3 AM. And the car's gone into limp mode, and it's not something I can just turn off and on like I used to be able to. There must be like a cylinder not running or some That's my foot to the ground. Oh my god, I hope that's not my car that smells like that. It's like the worst smell ever. Oh my, there's loads of smoke coming from my car. Oh my god. There, you can see there's smoke coming from the actual fuel cap. Oh my god, I don't know if it's supposed to be doing that. I've actually cooked the engine.
The only thing I could do now is check what all the fault codes were.
Ignition, cylinder 1, injection is switched off. Oh my god, man. So it's cylinder 1. Oh my god, it's f***ed. It's like completely melted.
Something had caused the coil pack to melt. Best case scenario, we can replace it at BMW tomorrow, and worst case scenario, it's something more severe.
So now I'm driving the car in limp mode. It's running really rough because it's only running on 5 cylinders.
And the next morning, I went to a BMW dealership where I bought a new coil pack, hoping this would fix the issue.
So I'm at BMW and I managed to get a new coil pack, luckily. All right, let's just hope this works. If it doesn't, we're just gonna be stuck. Here's the new one. Now let's see if it starts. Oh, it's still misfiring. No way.
But after replacing the coil pack and even the spark plug for cylinder 1, it was clear that that wasn't the issue, and the car was still running just as bad. I now had no choice but to drive all the way to Africa in limp mode. This could do some serious damage to the engine, and I don't even know at this point if we're gonna make it.
So we have to get to Africa. I've literally got no other choice. So I've got to drive 11 hours now to Marbella in limp mode. we're boarding. We're still in limp mode, you can see. We got a drivetrain malfunction, but that's not gonna stop us. The second we get onto this ferry, we're officially out of Europe. Let's go to Africa, come on. Let's go. Yes, we're on.
Despite running on 5 cylinders, we managed to make it out of Europe and towards Africa. And after waiting over 2 hours at the borders, the fake M4 officially made it into Africa. Now the fake M4 was finally in Africa, the first thing I did was take it to a highly rated body shop, where the car was completely sanded down to bare metal and fully repainted in a special Lamborghini colour, Grigio Telesto. Now as our rear diffuser melted on the road trip, I had to fly back to the UK to bring a new one back to Africa. And once back in Africa, even more progress was made, and now it was time for the next mod, a Starlight and Alcantara headliner, for a fraction of the price it would cost in the UK. We took the old headliner out, took it to the city of Casablanca, where it was wrapped in Alcantara and fitted with a bunch of starlights. The next mod was a new exhaust system with 4 carbon fiber exhaust tips. This was extremely cheap, and I will announce all the prices at the end of the video, but because it was so cheap, they didn't do a great job, but at least it will get us back to the UK. The next modification was completely blacked out tints. This is going to make the car look so much more aggressive, especially when we combine it with the next and final modification, which is a fully carbon fiber aero kit, including the M4 style wing mirrors, GT4 style carbon fiber side canards, and my favorite mod, the huge carbon fiber front splitter. And now it's time to introduce to you the fake M4 built in Africa.
You ain't got no backbone. I get out the trap, I ain't got a trap phone. I got P's and M's and K's and O's. They're illiterate with letters, so I'm letting niggas know. Used to give them high fives, now it's just a middle finger.
Okay, so as you can see, the car's finally complete. We've painted it Grigio Telesto, which is a Lamborghini colour. We've got the carbon fibre front splitter and the carbon fibre fins, as well as the new headlights and even the new carbon mirrors. We've even tinted the windows, and the guy's done a terrible job. But as you can hear, my car's still running on 5 cylinders, and we got to drive it all the way back to the UK. On the way back to the UK, we got to complete a bunch of challenges, such as climbing the highest road in Europe and trying to sneak into Puerto Banus. So we're going to head off to the Spanish borders now.
The first thing we had to do was get the ferry from Africa back to Europe. And the next morning, I drove all the way to Marbella to attempt to sneak into Puerto Banus. Probably the most difficult challenge, and no one's ever done this in history.
Now, if you guys don't know what Puerto Banus is, it's pretty much an exclusive place you can park right outside the port in Marbella. Usually you only see exotic cars there because you have to have a membership, which for even just a day pass, I think in the summer is like 200-300 euros. So I came up with a solution to sneak in.
I found someone on Instagram that said they could make me a pass, and I'm guessing it doesn't have a chip inside and it probably won't work. But either way, I got it, and if we can somehow convince them to open the gates, that will be the craziest thing ever, because as you'll see later, they've never let anyone in without a real pass, not even for celebrities.
We're about to go in. There's police everywhere now. I might have to try and ask the police to let me in, because obviously this card I don't think it's gonna work. Oh yeah, sorry, there's a gate. Okay, here we go, guys. Hello. Is it working?
Working?
Yeah, it should work. My friend gave it me.
Yeah.
Is it working or not?
It's got no.
It doesn't work. Is there any way?
It's another brand.
Right, thank you. No way, guys, we got in.
I was so excited. I thought they let me in, but there was a miscommunication. They weren't going to open the second gate, and they wanted me to turn around and exit. So after reversing, I tried speaking to a different security guard, hoping that I'd be able to convince him.
Do you speak English? I paid 200 euros for this from some guy, and they're saying it doesn't work. The guy is going to speak to someone for me, the security, and they're going to see if they can let me in. It's not looking good, so I'll let you guys know what happens.
The security then escorted me on foot to the other side of the port where the main office was. And there, I explained to them the situation. They told me it was a complete fake and that there'd be no way of letting me in, unfortunately. But after about 10-15 minutes, they told me they're going to do something they've never done before. Add my registration plate to the system for 1 minute so I could get a photo of my car and leave. The fact we've pulled this off is insane, and anyone that knows anything about Puerto Banus knows how insane this is. It was time to drive the fake M4 into Puerto Banus.
Apparently my number plate is in the system, but let's see if it opens. Yes, it opened. No way. That's so good of them. And now we're officially in Puerto Banus. This is crazy.
The fact we're driving a fake M4 through Puerto Banus is insane. Any exotic supercar or hypercar you can imagine has been through Puerto Banus. Some of the most famous celebrities in the world have been associated with Puerto Banus. And even Top Gear famously drove supercars through here. And now it's my turn in a fake M4 running on 5 cylinders.
Oh wait, there's a guy coming to my car. Hola, I'm going for a photo at the end.
Sí, necesito tarjeta un momentito. The card, please.
Oh, they want the card?
I take the card, okay?
Yeah, that's
no
fine.
Take you.
No
Okay.
problem. Okay, thank you. Guys, we made it in Puerto Banus. This is so insane. Look how good the car looks. And there's the rest of Puerto Banus. So we officially made it to Puerto Banus in the fake M4 at the busiest part of the year.
Another challenge was to get people to take photos of my car, and I didn't realize how many people, even in Puerto Banus, would take photos. So that's another challenge ticked off the list.
Okay, we're now gonna leave Puerto Banus. A lot of people took photos of my car, which I didn't expect. So now it's time to go. I can't believe we managed to do that. Let's get out of here. Last time I somehow convinced them to let me into Casino de Monte Carlo, and this time I convinced them to let me into Puerto Banus at the peak of the summer as well, where it cost 250 euros just to go in. Now let's make our way to the next challenge, which is to climb the tallest mountain in Europe.
Pico Valletta has a paved road which reaches over 10,800 feet, making it the highest paved road in the whole of Europe. So the challenge is to try and get our car in limp mode all the way to the top of the highest road.
We started the climb up Pico Valletta. It says it's about an hour up here, but since we're in limp mode, it's probably going to take even longer. So yeah, it's going to be very difficult, but I'm sure we can pull it off. We have to take off this challenge. I'm currently driving up Pico Valletta, and that's to complete a challenge, but there's also another challenge to find one of the Spanish bull signs, and my plan was to try and climb one, and I've just found one over here on the way to Pico Valletta. So now I'm going to see if I can get to it. Oh yeah, there it is all the way over there. Now let's try and climb this. And while I'm climbing it, I got to explain something about this entire road trip that you guys probably have already gathered by now. But the entire point of this road trip was to save as much money as possible. Oh my God, how am I going to climb this? And there's a way you can save money as well, and that's if you finance the car between 2007 and 2021. You could be owed a lot of money. If you guys have financed the car, there's still an estimated 9 billion owed in compensation to over 14 million car owners, even after the Supreme Court ruling. The ruling made headlines, but what most people don't realize is that there's millions of finance agreements that still qualify for the compensation. So that means if you were missold finance between 2007 and 2021, you could still be owed a lot of commission.
So if your agreement included discretionary commission, you still have a claim.
Oh my God, man. I just climbed all the way to the top just to tell you guys that Reclaim 24/7 can instantly search for all car finance agreements, which could potentially include DCA linked to you since 2007. I'm literally at the top of the bull. Look how crazy that is. And look how steep the drop is down. All you have to do is provide your name, address, date of birth. There's no paperwork and there's no car reg needed. And if there is a claim, their panel of specialist solicitors will take care of everything, and it's no win, no fee. So basically, if they can't get you any money back, you don't have to pay anything. So it's completely risk-free. There's no upfront costs and there's no catch. That's why you're seeing so many YouTubers promote at the moment. It only takes 60 seconds to check, and you could be owed thousands. So make sure you click the link in the description. So I'm gonna climb back down now. And again, a huge shout out to Reclaim 24/7.
We now had another challenge ticked off, and now it's time for the big challenge of climbing Pico Valletta, the tallest paved road in Europe, in limp mode. And after another half an hour of driving, we finally made it to the top.
So I got as high up as I possibly could to the top of Pico Valletta, and I got to a gate, and then some angry god came out, and he was saying something about military, and I searched online, and it's because I was flying my drone, and it turns out I was flying my drone at the highest military base in Spain. The military lost their minds at me, told me to land the drone immediately. Now we're gonna make our way out of Spain before we get in any more trouble. So we're gonna head to France, which is over there somewhere. You can see how high up we are, it's crazy. It's probably gonna take me 8 to 9 hours to get to France, so let's go.
I carried on all day and throughout the evening, making my way towards the French borders. And after stopping and getting some sleep, the next morning, we were officially crossing over into France. Now all we had to do was head towards Paris to complete our final challenge, which was to get an Instagram-worthy photo shoot of the fake M4 next to the Eiffel Tower.
Okay, so I've been driving all day through France, trying to get to the Eiffel Tower to complete this challenge, but the traffic's so bad. I've never seen traffic this bad in France before. I'll let you guys know if I get there, but it's like gridlock traffic. Okay guys, we just got to Paris, and look, only half of it's lit up. What is this joke?
Despite the Eiffel Tower barely being lit up, I head to a spot I've been before to take a really good photo, and the gate was closed.
You can see my cars there and the Eiffel Tower's behind me. the perfect spot, and the gates closed, and also half the lights aren't on in the Eiffel Tower. That was a waste of probably 2 hours of my journey, but now I got to try and get to Calais so I can get back to the UK, so let's just try and get to Calais now.
Despite getting scammed by the French yet again, I still managed to tick off the challenge, and now all the challenges were completed. The next morning, I drove the fake M4 onto the ferry, and we were officially back in England. And now it's time to break down the costs. Almost all the parts you saw in this video, I bought direct from the manufacturer, meaning I saved so much money. In total, I paid £2,730, including the Alcantara and Starlight roof, whereas if I paid in the UK, it would have been £5,590. And now it's time to talk about the labor costs in Africa.
Okay, next up, the most important things. The repaint in Morocco. The quality of this repaint is insane. They also sorted out all of the panel gaps, and they had to fix the wings because they were completely out of shape. And the entire repaint was about £1,000. So for all of that to be done in the UK, I'd say it'd be at least £7,000 for the work they did. There's gonna be some people that say, oh, I can get my car painted for £2,000. Yes, but it's gonna look like a bag of... Okay, the Starlight and Alcantara headliner, that was about £320. In the UK, the same job would probably cost about £1,200.
So we saved a lot of money on the parts and the labor. But how about driving all the way there and back?
Driving to Africa was about £700, and then roughly on the way back, it was around £600. So altogether, the entire car only cost about £5,000. Now, if we did all of the same things in the UK and bought all of the parts from the UK, it would have cost £12,700 at least. And there's a few things that were sent to me, which also helped on the cost of this build, such as the extremely high quality carbon fiber LED steering wheel, which was sent from DHStyling, and a huge shout out to them. Anyway, the amount of money we managed to save by going to Africa and buying all the parts from China is £7,600 at least. So I think that's pretty successful. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And my plan is to try and make this faster than a real M4 one day. Also, I'm dressed up as James Bond right now, and that's because our rotating number plates are back in stock, which you may have seen in my James Bond video. If you guys do want them, it will be linked in the description. Again, a huge shout out to TainCustoms, DHStyling, and Reclaim 247, which helps you save money on finance agreements where you could be owed thousands. So make sure you check out all the links in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.